This isn't even on. Jesus Christ. Oh. It is. It is. It is on. Jesus. Okay, so those are right. Right. Oh, hang on. I gotta tweet that I'm fucking doing something. What's that? Echo. Echo. Oh, could be. Oh, sorry. One sec. There we go. Oops. Yeah. Better? Yeah, I know there's an echo. Shouldn't be echoing now. But I don't know. What do you mean no? Is it? Oh, fuck. It has something to do with actually, why don't I just disable that? Maybe that works. I don't know. So now I have. It's not still there now, is it? Yeah. Have you used Modo before? No, I haven't. I'm just going over the architectural CADs and then laying on like a pixel map. So basically this is my LED surface map. What the hell is that shit behind it? Oh, that's not good. Why is it? Oh, man. Oh, I know why. Because of my pushes duplicated all my UV edits. Well, I guess that's okay. It's kind of the weird way to do it. Let me shut the blast off. Right, the blast won't work. Shut the texture. Oh, the pushes maybe. Where are they? Yeah, that will fix it. That's weird that I have two. Huh, my textures don't work. So, what's that shit in the back? It's pertaining to what? Oh, I can just blast them out. Fuck it. I'll do that. It's only the left and right anyway. So, oh, back facing. Front facing only. Huh? Oh, yeah, back face. Back facing only. Oh, that's strange. Okay, whatever. That's funny. It like wants to select some, but not others. I don't want the back faces of those. I mean, I'll just do them one at a time. Fuck it. And then merge the edit. This is the problem, though, is every time you do that, you're going to create new blast nodes, and you don't necessarily want that. You just want one. Okay. So each of these tiles is 64 by 64, I think. Yeah. Oh, this is tedious. It's because it's trying to select the back face of the fucking panel in front of it. There's probably a setting for that. There we go, that's better. Got one blast node with multiple. Ah, fuck! So dumb. Why is it? Okay, you know what? I don't even care because this is just for projection reference. What's weird is that. Oh, I see. Okay. What do you mean hold control? What is control gonna do for me? Yeah, I'll just hold control. There, I'm holding control. Oh, it's done. Cool. Look, I finished it. Anyway, okay, these are upside down and backwards. That's right. A, B, C. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So this should be the map. Yes. Maybe I'll just do one of these. And then I have to export this geo. So fuck that. I'll take that. Export. FBX. Uh, right. Cinema 4D. I'll open up the original CAD and start texturing. I think I have it in here. Yeah. Okay, so this is the old shit one, which I don't need. Who put that in? Jesus Christ. Mics. Okay, oh, can you select back facing in this too, or is there like some weird option for it? I can do that. Oh, that's easier. Get rid of this table. This isn't even going to be there. I'm setting this up in the living room. Surely there's a way to find it in here. These were printed out of AutoCAD, so shit's fucking gnarly. Okay, these are the mesh shells. I don't know what any of this shit is. I hate the way Cinema 4D fucking imports stuff from CAD. These are like mechanical CADs. And then what I have to do is I have to take my like precise LED CAD and lay it over top so I can start making content and then like prevising it here without fucking dicking around too much. I should be able to just wait. What? Oh. Ooh. That's all part of it. How do you know where? Oh, yeah, nice. Look at that. I don't need any of that. This is all one mesh. I think it's just safety rails. Or no, it's the whole thing, right? Okay, so that's all one mesh. Now I want to just go here. Ah, there we go. You know what? I'll just get rid of the safety rails. Boom, one shot. You don't need safety rails. Hello? No selecting? Not allowed? Jeez. I hate this single mesh import shit. Oh, that's fucking annoying. Just like want to rectangularly select front and back facing. Is there a way to do that? It's probably some stupid thing like select. Selection filter. Yeah, this like, oh, what's selector? Oh, that's it. You know what? Lower it. What is it crashing now? What's the deal? Good enough. Let me import. So now I don't see that. Oh, hello. Oh, these are the open and closed positions. That's right, too. I can get rid of these. Doop-a-doop. So I'm just working with this. I hope my units are right. Should be. Merge. So the scale is probably going to be wrong. Yeah, look at that. Tiny. Where's my scale? Scale 0.001. More like 1, buddy. Cube structure. Scale. 1, 1, 1, apply. Why won't it let me scale this thing up? Do I have to add a decimal? Okay, you know what? I'll just do this. What? Oh, I was doing the wrong one. Jesus Christ. Ah, there we go. Scale 100. Poof, magic. Well, at least my units are right. It's kind of cool. Is it going to show my texture or not? Probably not. Let me go to map. Oh, no textures. Going to show it on the outside or the inside? It's just not going to show it at all. Okay. Why? Material. Oh, because it's using mantra. Fuck. So now it's looking for my map. Yeah, there we go. Locate image. Could not locate image in the search path. I know, but I wanna use a different image. I could just make a new mat, I guess. Create new material. Call this LED map. And texture, blah blah blah. Let's cube content, cube 21. That's my map. Yes, there it is. Hopefully the UVs stay. Boom. Okay, cool. Oh god, that's ugly. How do you change your texture map scale for sampling and stuff like that? Isn't it like, I don't need that tag. It's something stupid. It's like mode display or something. Bitmap info view settings. Somewhere in here. View. Where's that fucking option? That's grid. No. Mode. Bitmap info? No. Mode. Render settings tool. Shader. Material, maybe? No, that's for this stupid thing. Where do you set? There's a way to upres that. It's just doing it really quick and cheap so you can see it in the viewport, but there's a way to bring that up. It's like it's in some stupid thing. Project info, textures. No. That's a Google thing. C4D viewport texture resolution. That's what I want. How to raise your viewport texture resolution. Material editor, top texture preview size. That's what it is. I remember now. Wait, what? Material editor and texture preview size. What? Oh, here it is. There we go. Clean. Sort of. Are my edges right? I still have that extra back face. I can clean that off. Oh, it's off. Huh. Oh well. Close enough. I can fix it later. Annoying. I guess my UV maps outputted extra fucking geometry with Houdini. It's really strange, but whatever. It's funny that it did that. So it's gonna... I guess every time I duplicated that node, it made new copies of the OG texture map. Oh, that's funny. Because they're like, now they're intersecting and shit. How many were there? I guess that's it for them. Oh, no, I did it wrong. I have too many. I have overlapping verts. That's my problem. So I'll just export a clean copy without the texture map. You're looking at cube content design here. I have to do an accurate map for the thing, but as long as I have the measurements for the top push, top left and right panels are pushed out, and then it gets lift and rotated. So if I disable the lift and rotate, it's just going to go back out. So let me take that map off. Then kill all this and that merge. That's probably what did it. That fucking merge. Yep. Look at that. That's exactly what did it. So I'll bypass all these nodes. Get rid of this bullshit. Boom. Now I should have a clean copy without my tilt and my pushes. It should be that locked to the grid. That's more like it. Okay. So I don't need shit. I don't need any of this. Fuck, I can delete it all the way up to here. Nice. That's better. And it's straight too. It's going to be easier for modeling to the grid. Because if it's like lifted and rotated like 35 degrees, I think is the rotate angle on the cube. And then it's lifted up about 6 feet from the mid. No, 8 feet from the midpoint, +8, and then +6 for the stage rising. So working content for the grid stuff's probably going to be a lot easier. Because that's like bang on. Okay, so I'll do that. I'll export, Filmbox, LED panel UV seated. LED panel seated. So that'll be my clean version. Now I can go in here and get rid of all this. Wow. Merge. I have to line up my grid too. Fuck. Unless it's already lined up. Oh yeah, my scale. I don't need the cube structure because that's muted. So scale. Wait. Oh, it's way down there. I would like to scale that. Relative 100. Huh? Where is it? Why can't I scale it up? It's bizarre. Oh. Because you had the wrong tool on. 100, 100, 100. There we go. That's better. It should be the same size as that. Yep. Is it on the grid? It's exactly on the grid. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great. Now I can start making cubes finally. Each color is a single physical 64 by 128 panel. What? Each color is a... No. Each panel is 64 by 128 pixels. So the way that the motors work is we have it on, like, if I go, let me fucking take this shading with the lines, right? So this is, where's my face? Okay, so this would be one physical panel, which is this. Air. No. Wait, don't. Just give me VER. What? Wow. Bing, you fucking suck. Look at this. Like if I go to Google and I type when Boom. That brings up what I want. So these are the Bing. These are the actual panels. And the way that these are they're all carbon fiber in the back because we had serious weight issues, but it's exactly, thank God, 600 millimeters by 1200 millimeters. And that pixel array is 64 by 128. So if you quad them, you're going to get one square panel, or sorry, if you put two side by side, you're going to get one square panel, which is going to be 128 by 128, right? So this is going to be, 36,000 millimeters across divided by whatever, and then you're going to get your intersections. Or you could just make a cube and then add subdivisions to it, whatever, it doesn't matter, and then just knock out. So what we're looking at is not technically physical space, but it's going to be the amount of pixel data that we push through our pixel map, which is this. So this is the left side, this is the top, and this is the right side. And the right side is upside down and backwards because we had to physically rotate the panels because on the back of the panel there's a power supply unit that was knocking into one of the motors, so it wouldn't even work the right way on one side. One of the sides had to get rotated. So we just reflect that on the map. We don't necessarily have to do it in the UVs because we can remap it in the media server. So that gives you your template of how many pixels you can do stuff. So you could, in theory, author content in two ways. You could do it in 3D and reproject it back onto the cube at a desired camera angle, which would be like about that, assuming we're looking at a horizontal ground plane because the cube is tilted at about 35 degrees. So looking at it dead on from the crowd might actually look, something like that-ish. But my ground plane is aligned to the cube just for the sake of snapping to the grid. And then what you do is you reproject that content flat or orthographically back onto the cube and then have the LED spit that out. That's what gives you that 3D look. Or you could take that pixel map and just literally drag this pixel map straight into After Effects and then do per panel animations or per side animations kind of stuff, which will give you that more cube look because you're projecting like with no angle 1-to-1 right out of the side. So if I were to project that onto the cube, it would look like that map that we did. That was like quick and dirty. So it's actually really simple stuff to figure out. But now the trick is building 3D content in 3D space on the cube, rasterizing out the scan line of the UV unwrap of that, and then printing that UV unwrap map back onto this. So when the media server spits that out, it looks correct on the cube. So it's just, you have to think backwards. It's really asinine stuff. So the way that they trick like 3D content is here. I'll just give you a really dumb example. So here's our cube, right? That's my LED surface. Oh fuck! Let me open the OG again. Cube 21. Yeah, I'll do that. Discard and open. So this is going to give me that. I have to redo this because I fucked up on a couple things here, but it's more or less correct. So this map represents, the map on here. But what you can do is, let's just do something stupid here. Now I can take things like this, fractal depth on there, bring down the roughness a bit, and the height. Oh, I could subdivide. I have to subdivide it first. On there, subdivide it, and we'll get it just a little more subdivision. There we go. And then maybe if I take my offset frequency of that, you could do things like this is really quick and dirty here, like that, but you want to print those UVs after you render it out and then have them match. You want them laid out flat so that you can print them onto the pixel map here, so that when you're looking at the cube, you know, it looks like this. It's just gets stupid. And then you can get crazy with, like, you know, particle flow systems, physics engines with, like, you know, having some of the LED panels appear to be falling off and breaking down, exposing, you know, parts of depth inside the cube. I'm releasing a little video today. You'll see more about that. But so if you want, like, you know, some kind of cool, goofy. Now, what's happening here is I'm not printing raster graphics. I'm actually affecting the geometry of some of these shapes just by, you know, subdividing the cube a bit. And of course, the more you subdivide it, you know, you're going to get more detail, that kind of thing. And you know, you could cheat it with textures or VDB volumes or whatever, but this is just one stupid way to do it with, like, straight up geometry, which isn't always the smartest fucking thing to do in terms of, like, you know, your render time and stuff like that. But you know, now I can set my height and stuff like that. Now, the thing that the thing that takes away from the illusion of creating 3D content onto planar surfaces is the edges. Because if I wanted a sequence, now let me mute the stage here, so we just see that. If you want to create the illusion of, you know, warping and weird, that kind of stuff, it ignores edges, because obviously there's no LED element that's going to poke out, like, physically on the cube. So it gets truncated by the amount of LEDs, but it still looks fucking badass. So you could do things like where, you know, I could have this, like, you know, pulsing to the beat in various, like, if I say height, roughness, what do I want? Fractal depth? And then, oh, the frequency and the offset. That's what I want to change. So what I'll do is I'll say $F. That means, like, for frame. Is it capital F? Yeah. $F. Yeah, I'll just do that for frame. Oh, fuck. Of course, I have to set my timeline up. So start, end, I don't know, 1200 frames at 60 FPS. We'll do 30 for now, but I'm going to render out at 60. So that means I have to time my keys. And then go here and say 1000. Okay, so for every frame, no, that's too much. I have to do less than a frame. So frame divided by 2 or something. Where's my stupid thing? Oh, F. Oh, no, I want to do times 4, maybe. No. Divided by 4. Yeah. 4. No, it's too fast. Frame divided by 8. Nah, even way too fast. Let me try 32. Okay, that's cool. And then I can take the height of that kind of thing and then pulse it to the beat kind of thing. So if you're looking at the cube at a glance, you know, you're getting this kind of cool sound ripple type thing. I don't know, I could do, like, on every other kick drum or something like that and then mix it in. That is cool, though. And then when you render that out and reprint it back on the UV map, it reprojects itself. Yeah, so you make your LEDs look like fabric resonating with the bass. Exactly. And then you don't use this texture, of course. You use something completely different. What's going on here? Whoa, I fucked something up. Oh, I hit control. Oh, right, that's my frequency offset falling. So I could say height, sin, what does it do? Sin times light. How do you do a cosine? No. Oh, sin f, right? Divided by, so my frame number times 1? No, times 2. There you go. Except I want it way faster and not as much, so minus fucking 0.5. Whoa, way too much. Minus 0.1. Let me try just sin times 4. And then that $f refers to your frame number, right? So you have to calculate your beat by the FPS that you're running at. So sin to my 4, let's see. Maybe 8 or 4, no, 6. So that's almost right. So if I take my frequency offset and then just set it to 0, then we can say that's a little slow. 6. And then anything that's like off by like a frame rate, you can cheat it with After Effects, right? So it's better to go slower than faster because you can interpolate as you speed film or as you speed video up. It's worse going from having it too fast and trying it to slow down because then it has to interpolate those frames in between, and since those frames don't exist, it holds frames, so you get a really ugly effect. So it's better to go too slow than too fast. So if I say, that times 1, and then say every time, a beat hits, I want it to go up and down. Well, I can modify the time in After Effects as opposed to, trying to do it here. So Houdini is fucking rad for these kind of animations because it's all math, like everything's a variable. You're not hard printing keyframes or anything like that. You're just letting this timeline flow without using some bullshit graph editor. So, like if I say, I don't know, frames to BPM calculator, don't use Bing, please. Google.com. Okay, so I say frames to BPM, or actually, no, FPS. BPM. Oh my God, why can't I type? BPM calc. Okay. So let's say I want to run this at, okay, frames per beat. I don't know that. I know the beats per minute. Let's fucking 128. Frames per second, say we'll run it at 30. And you hit solve. So it's 14.06. But if I ran it at 60, I'm going to get more resolution. So maybe that'll even out. No, it's not. 30. Oh, 60. What? What are you talking about? 60? 120? Oh, right. I don't know that. Okay, there we go. So 28.125 frames. Well, let's run it at 30 because I know my simulator will run at 30 frames a second. No problem. Ah! You always have to clear that top field. That's annoying. Calculator sucks. So yeah, every 14 frames. So 14 frames, F equals 1 times 14. So now I'm going to say F1. Get rid of that. 14. So that'll do every 14 frames. Divided by times 2, actually, because I want, that's doing a sine wave, so it's actually doubling. Let me play a track with it to see if it's actually running at 30 frames a second. It might be. I don't know. What we got? Math Masters. Let me find a track I know is 128 BPM. Let's just use Imaginary Friends for now. Holy shit, is it not on that album? Thank you. Sure. Oh yeah. The app didn't start. Okay. Was that because I'm on my FreeNAS? Okay. So I'll just time my start. Oh, that's why it's not working, because it's... Every time it's adding. So if I said frame, that's 1-to-1. So that's just going to wig out. My sin. Divided by. It's too bad they don't have like... it's gonna freak out. Oop. Really? I'm gonna take my offset. And then obviously way less than that. So we'll just say minus. Oh wait, no, that's my time. Yeah. Cool. But anyway, I have to model. Does it does that audio come through the stream? It's because I'm doing it in height and not frequency, that's why. That's exactly why. So that it's fine. Doesn't matter. I'm just dicking around anyway. Let me clear that. Yeah, see, now you can see your math right here, right? So I can actually test, you know, you can chart out your math there. So if I say frequency 1 by 1, you know, and then all of a sudden it changes. Yeah, and then you can plot your math if you want. Kind of dumb, but whatever. That's just gonna insert keyframes that we don't want. Anyway. Yeah, that's cool. So you don't just do that. We'll do some effects that involve just, you know, flat fucking geometry or whatever. But at the end of the day, you're gonna want to have, like, you know, set pieces on each cube, right? So if you have if you know your tiles are 64 by 64, and then in here you have, you know, let's say that's a stage, and then we dupe it all across. So like, say maybe we'll take a quad, right, which will be one panel, and then build some kind of like fan exhaust system that's got a propeller in it that, you know, shoot some shit out. And then we can test all this with OTOY pretty much in real time, which is actually pretty rad with Octane. So let's actually fucking dick with that. Is that gonna give me something, or do you need a texture? Oh, I think you need a texture. Right. So it's gonna be updating and going, what the fuck, bro? Okay, so materials, Octane, let's just use a diffuse mirror. We'll call this matte. There we go. Oh, because it was calculating geometry of my hidden objects. See, look at that render. It's almost like near real time. It's so crazy. How fast that render is. So that's the one I'm going to be working on down here, but you're actually seeing the whole stage. Yeah, this is Cinema 4D. I like Cinema 4D just because of Octane runs so much better, and it's so much easier to use in Cinema 4D than Octane and Houdini is like a fucking nightmare. You can do it. It takes a lot of finagling, but if you just want quick modeling and dirty stuff too, I find Cinema 4D to be a little bit better. Let me get rid of this. That off in renderer. There we go. There. Now we can see our space. And what I'll do is I'll actually lift that up a bit because I want this all to come up. So I'm going to go to Object and I'm going to move that up so much. Snap, enable snap, snap, work plane, and I guess grid point snap or grid line snap. I don't know. Yes, grid point. So that it should lock there. I don't know why it's not. Oh, why is it off? That shouldn't be off. These grid lines are the same. It's fucking weird. So why doesn't that snap? Do I have to use like an XY grid or something? Oh, yeah, maybe. Oh, because I'm falling in a different space. That's why. Okay. So I have to take. Can't be right either. Is it? Oh yeah, it is. Oh, can you just use a camera? Oh no, 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 don't do that. Access workplane. Yes. No. What's interactive? Oh, that's cool. Okay, that's what I want. Interactive workplane. Because I want to lift this up to ground level basically. So since they go at exact why isn't it fucking snapping now? You know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna go to my quad and do it that way. See, that snaps perfectly. Hey, I guess that's why we work in quads, right? Okay, fuck this interactive workplane. Let's use that. Where is my? I gotta shut that off. There we go. There, now I'm at ground level. Okay, so just for shits and giggles, I'll make a plane object. Fucking plane, sure. This will just give us a floor. So let's just call that something ridiculous like 5,000 by 5,000. I have a floor. So if I go over to my viewer, should represent that. Hello, McFly. Why you no show me? Oh. No, it's not on. That's one reason why. Okay. Okay, so I have work planes. How do you shut that fucking interactive thing off? Why is it doing that? guess it doesn't matter as long as I have top, down, and bottom. I don't really care. So, Matt, I'm going to need to put this on my plane. And I'm going to use that on my... Oh, let's just call this floor. Let me get rid of all this shit. I'm not even fucking using it. Floor. Okay, and then we'll call the... Just make some goofy... diffuse, we'll call this cube. Get over here. Sure. Nah. Make it gray. It'll stick out. Stick that on my cube surface. Cool. Now I have that. So I know that this is, I'm basically setting up my rulers here. My grid is, I'm gonna shut it off in the viewport, but keep it in the render, because I don't want to see it while I'm working, but I want to see it in my render. There we go. Cool. Let's just add a fucking daylight camera so we can see shit better. Where is it? Octane daylight? There we go. Alright. Can't you attach this to a viewport? I think you can. Where is it? It's like panel, display, where is it? Use camera, default camera, view. There's a way to get, what is it, configure? Projection from blah, blah, blah. Display, shading. Isn't there a way to get your Octane renderer in a panel? I thought there was. And well, I don't necessarily want that actually. Never mind. Because I want my 4 views for modeling. Yeah. Okay. So now, what did we say that was? 1200 or 128 by 128 equals 6. So 1200 millimeters squared for a cube should fit perfectly in any one of those places. So I should be able to itch my shit. Okay, so create, own it, cube, whatever. And then give it some dimensions here. Object, world. No, I want an object. Cube. Hello. Okay, so 200 centimeters. I want to work in millimeters, but centimeters is fine. Just moving a 0. 120 by 120 by 120. And yes, exactly. That's why I printed out flat from the stupid from Houdini, because then I can just like dupe these super easy and quick. So here's what we'll do. I wonder if I should do 64 by 64. 120 divided by 2. Well, that's easy. 60. So yeah, I'll do smaller cubes. Just for now as a test. Okay, segments 1, 2, 3, and then maybe we'll fillet it. Let me just bring it up on top. Ah, that's ugly. So now when I go into 60, I'm going to have to subdivide my grid to get everything to snap properly. And of course, I can never figure out how to do that, which is configure all, maybe? Back. Grid. 60 should be 30 centimeters, right? Because that's going to give me squares. Boop. There we go. Okay, so now I can snap the grids. There we go. Let's take this cube and now, of course, we're going to make a big array of these. I just want to see one as a test. Maybe we'll fillet it a bit. Oh, not that much. About by 1 centimeter, maybe. Now this is like I'm working in. We'll give it a. We'll beef up the subdivisions on there. 2, 3. I think that's a better filleted cube. Yeah. Okay. Soft. Actually, it could be less than that. 2. Yeah, harder edge. No, even less. 1 centimeter, really? Yeah, I guess so. And then with less. I mean, we don't need so many. 3 should do it. Yeah, it's good. I mean, we can clone it and do whatever we have to do. Okay. You get around better than C4D than me. Oh, and I use it every day? Oh, fuck. Sorry, man. I'm by no... I only use it when we're, like, building content. So it's, like, not like I use it pro mode or anything. So, like, there's a lot I could learn for sure. Well, what's that saying goes? Like, where you, like, something, like, practicer of everything, master of none. That's kind of like my life right there. Because I do the whole music thing too. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of approximate where these go in our cube rig. Well, I can't do it that way. I have to do it on the grid. So we'll say, whoop. We'll stick this here, and then I'll just clone it out like a million fucking times to get it. Whoops. In the same vicinity of the cube, more or less, right? So I think I just hit control there and it'll dupe it, right? So now if you can see, I'm making cubes inside the cube, right? So this is how the 3D project is going to work. So I'm just snapping to my grid points here. So now I have a whole row. And then I can bring that row down. Now I got another row. Another row. And then another row. And then I have to do the bottom ones. So that's less this one. I just want these. Of course I can't. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want 4 of those. Let me shut this off. Shut that off too. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. And then 2 for the bottom. So I got one wall done. Right, so there's my wall of cubes. Now I have to do the top. So the top is something. So that's why I make an LED reference geometry, just, you know, so I can see where my shit sits, you know. That's kind of the point of that. But the problem is I don't want to select it. I want to ghost it, kind of. Oh, I think you can visible in editor, visible in render, use color off. X-ray, right? Why doesn't that actually work? Huh. It's not X-raying. Oh well. Okay, so now I want to take this row of. Oh, I'm better off selecting this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6 rows. So I'm going to shut that off, actually. Select that, and then go here. Go 6. 1, And then same thing with this. Comes down 2. And then the last 2 should be just these guys. Right. And the roof is easy, so I can just free ball that one. I think that's right. Oh, I'm missing. Whoa, that's weird. What? Uh-huh. So one, oh, right. That's the top of the cube. Right, got it, cubes. Now I can go and take off the LED surface in both the render and the thing. And then we have lovely cubes. There's probably a way better way to do that, by the way. I'm not instancing or anything like that, because what you would want to do is just have one and then mirror it. Oh, that's what I should have done. But that's okay, I'll do that next. So there's all our ugly cubes. Why am I getting that weird shading overlap shit? Is it because, oh, there we go. So now I have an array of cubes that fit perfectly on my LED wall. It's too bad you can't, or maybe you can. Can you edit multiple parameters at the same time? Oh yeah, you can. Look at that. That's cool. It's not the way to do it, but I'm gonna group these cubes. Yeah, I'm gonna stick this shit out of my way here. Go cubes, back up at the top. Floor, cubes. All right, whatever. Doesn't matter at this point. I didn't know you could do that. You can grab same instances of the same geometry and then add the fillet to everything. Oh shit, no, I don't want to do that. Right, that's cool. You can get a softer edges on those. Let's use some like specular shader on that, and then I didn't know you could edit these like by thing. That's funny. So I want to inset it actually. So instead of, I'm gonna go 60 centimeters. I'm gonna go 58 by 58, right? Which is gonna give me a inset. That's right. So now I have gaps between them. If I'm not mistaken, yes. Okay, good. I gotta stop looking at this stupid viewer and just start looking at my thing here. Okay. Now let's just add some cheap and dirty physics. How do you do that again? I think you have to go here and give it a simulation tag of what, rigid body? Right, so that's just, they're just gonna fall straight. And then the floor, I have to give it a tag of collider body, I think? Or do I have it the other way around? I might have it the other way around. Yeah, I have it the wrong way. Oh, because we don't see the floor. Oh no. I have these backwards. So cubes need simulation, collider body, and then this needs a rigid body. Or, oh, fuck. Nah, it's just going to fall right through the floor again. Yeah. No, I'm fucking stupid. I had it right the first time. I just forgot to set. Simulation, rigid body, right? And then here I want collider body, but I don't want it to move. So, collider body, dynamics enabled. You disable the dynamics on that, right? No? Wait, no, I want dynamics off. Trigger immediately, dynamic transition, angular motion. Set initial state. Yeah, that's right. So why isn't it colliding with inherit tags? Oh! Here I need to do dynamics enable, dynamic on, set initial state. Collision inherit tag should be apply tag to children. There you go. That's better. Oh, that's kind of goofy. We could do better with that. Let me add a specular shader to that, and then we'll look at it in Octane. Stop. There. Okay, now let's go plug in your window. So our render will probably turn out a lot better. What's it doing here? It's updating all the fucking geometry. There we go. All right. Sick. How fast is that render, eh? That's like, I'm moving this in real time. That's not even a render. Okay, so this is just the default settings for Octane here. I'm gonna obviously get in and tweak that. So this is like a freeze frame in some of my physics. And this is what gets projected onto the cube. We just have to set the we have to set the map to reproject this animation onto the thing. Yeah. Well, I'm using 3 GPUs, mind you. So it's faster than usual, but even with one good GPU, this renderer is crazy fast. Yeah, oh yeah, dude. When I was in school learning computer animation too, back in the day, like it was so painfully fucking slow. Yeah, a frame like this would easily take an hour, even at like, 128 samples, Okay. Let's create another shader here. Let's try specular material. We'll call them cubelets. Let's get some refraction, reflection, all that kind of crazy shit happening. Or we can just boop. Ah, yeah. Okay, of course, this is going to choke the GPU a bit, but let's zoom out here. It's not too bad. And you can see all that specular stuff going on. So they're like glass cubes. That's pretty cool. And well, the cool thing is too is the cube resolution isn't as high as you think. It's only, well, let's see here. The max res I'm pumping out is like, yeah. So my render would really technically only have to be 768 by 761 pixels, which is like nothing really. It's just that the cube is so far away and the lumen's so bright between the millimeter pitch of the pixel that it looks higher definition than it actually is because the light blooms a bit. when you're physically looking at it, and you can't tell the difference between the pixels because of that, and because of the pitch of the pixels. So a viewing distance from, say, 60 feet, or even 25 feet, your eye can't distinguish one pixel from another. So a resolution, even though it sounds pretty low, it's like, typical resolution these days is like, say, 1080p. This is less than 1080p, and it still appears to be high res because of the nits that are emitted from every individual LED, creating a bloom effect at high lumen. But as you bring the power down on the cube, like as in the voltage going to each LED, then you can start to see pixels. So it's a lot of science stuff, but 760 pixels wide by 771 tall for an LED wall is insanely HD in terms of how it looks on stage. So it's different than like saying I have a 1080p TV versus a 4K TV. Those are two totally different ballparks. They're not. It's not measurable. Yeah, it's like, no, it's not like looking at an OLED screen really close up, because the OLED screen's pixels are perfectly adjacent. These have pitches. It's different. Anyway, that render's fucking cool as fuck. So if I go back to my first frame, there's my initial state. So the camera render would actually probably be sitting something like here, or whatever. I'll fix up the background and all that shit. But the way that this animation plays out now is that, these cubes kind of fall and collide with each other and create this cool, like, thing. Oh, of course, the colors are all shot and everything looks like hell. My daylight engine is goofy, so let's tweak that around a bit. Actually, you know what? Let me take the mix sky texture off. And yeah, there you go. A little better. So this is how let me zoom out a little bit. It'll let me. Okay. So this is how that render will be projected onto the cube. I have to do it. The problem is you have to be very precise with your UV map and how you reproject the scanline output, the flat, back onto the cube. But as long as your numbers are right and you're precise, the cube should look exactly like this, except you won't see this edge here. These little triangles that add 3D depth, you won't see because there's no LED product there. So you're going to get faked on that kind of thing. So as that kind of, that's actually pretty rad. I might keep this. So then we'll see them fall, and then you'll see like white space being projected here. So that'll create like, the background for all the stuff, and then these will kind of fan out, I guess. This is just their default settings. You can do all sorts of shit. Why does it look all grainy like that? Because my sampling is set really low. What I could do is, let's see here. I could let this render forever. I'm limiting it to 128 samples per point. So this is a complete render. But if I went to, I think it's, here. Yeah, I have it locked at 128 samples. That's just for quick and dirty shit. And of course, you could do like, no ambient inclusion and or have a diffuse model. But I like the ambient inclusion. It's kind of nice. Specular depth, glossy depth, all these are like, all your rays and all that stuff. So if I actually just crank this up to 512 instead of 128, it's going to take a lot longer to render, and my GPU temperature is going to fucking skyrocket. But now that frame is completely done, and the image looks, a million times better. So this is now my render progress. So I'm just about to pass 128 samples. Now you can't really tell right away just by looking at, probably because of the encoding of the stream and all that stuff. But as this renders, now what I'm doing is I'm rendering a single frame at about 2K, and I'm only using, well, there now I'm using 3 GPUs. I don't know why those two just decided to stop rendering. Okay, so it's almost there. It's just doing the last pass there. There, now that's a 2K render right there for one frame. And if I zoom into the image now, it'll actually zoom the camera in and re-render it, so I don't want to do that. But let me do this, actually. Let me save this as 512 render, right? And then let me re-render it again at 128, right? So let's change that value there. And now I'll go here and let that render out at 128, which is going to be a lot faster. Okay, that's done. And now I'll save that as 128 render. Okay, now if we go into Photoshop, right, and then we open 512 and 128, right, we can directly compare the two. So if I go in, this is 100%, or, well, yeah, that's 100%. And let's go 100% here. Okay, so this is the 128, and this is the 512. Actually, you know what? Let me zoom out so we can get like pixel accurate. There, without moving it. So now when I flip between the two projects, we can see the difference. So what I'm doing now is I'm flipping between the 512 and the 128, and kind of just at a glance, you can't really tell the difference, but the difference is really, let's go further into the, let's lock on, shit, it's going to show me pixels. So this is the 128, and this is the 512 at 500%. So here's 500%. Now you can see the difference. So especially if you look here, you're going to see, you know, the pass didn't quite go and average out those samples and all that stuff, and then just keep resampling, and to get a more unified look. So you're going to get a more grainy result out of 128 sample depth. But if we flip over to the 512, you can see it's a lot more uniform, a lot more smoothed out. It's just been calculated and calculated again and calculated again as it keeps doing passes, what they're called. So 512 is great for, you know, or sorry, 128 is really good for previs. 512 will be more than sufficient for the application we're using it for, because we're just going to a 712, you know, or sorry, 778 pixel wide thing, you know what I mean? So it's like a lot of this stuff is going to get ignored by the eye at, you know, 100 meters. So you just have to figure out, you know, what's too shitty and what's way overkill, right? So even 128 would probably look amazing, and the render time for that would be obviously half of what it takes me to do a 512 render. But you can kind of tell. I don't know if the difference on the stream shows, but at least when I'm looking at the monitor, I can definitely see, you know, the noise, you know, introduced by quick and dirty rendering, which is like, you know, 128. And you could do 64, you could do 8, you know, like, so the higher that sampling number is basically the, you know, the higher res you're going to get, but you're still only limited to pixels. So you just have to pick and choose your battles, really. No, 128 doesn't have smoother shading. 512 would. The higher the number, the better the quality. You know, so that's that explained, right? So if I even go like, you know, 32, if I put in 32 samples of sampling there, it stops here, you know. So it's rough and dirty, but that render time is crazy fast, you know. Or I could go 8 samples for my maximum. Oh, it doesn't even do it. Oh, it does. I didn't know that. So here's 8 samples. So there's all this noise and grain and shit like that, which is interesting. If you're If you're just, prevising, dude, like 816 samples, totally fine, just to get an idea of what your refractions are going to look like. That, because that shit doesn't reflect in here in the viewport, so it's just nice to have a little previs running, so you can, adjust your light, color, all that stuff, things that, that explains that. Of course, this is for all rasterized based imaging. Like, so we print these out and then unfold the UVs to, this pixel map that we literally play back on Resolume or something like that. The really cool way to do this would be to create all the content in 3D space, but do it in like Unreal Engine or something like that. And then have that project the UV map out directly to the cube, but because time is super scarce, we have to do it like rasterized until we have the time to sit down with developers and 3D artists and all that stuff to make content that runs exclusively in a game engine. That would be the ultimate, because this, I could render it out and I would have to decide, oh, okay, am I going to render this out at oh, thanks, Razor. Am I going to render this out at 30 frames a second, or am I going to render it out at 60? Well, for my cube, I know my scalars can handle up to 244 frames a second, but I don't want to render out 254 FPS fucking videos. That's insane. And then the delivery system is probably going to choke delivering it, but my encoder and my video scalars will do it. Which means I want to go to a game engine at that point, because game engines with the right amount of GPU thrown at it will spit out 244 frames of full beautified max shader stuff, high poly scenes, no problem, without breaking a fucking sweat. And the frame rate of that is even variable too, so I can play it back at 60, I can play it back at 2997 for film and TV, or I could play it back at 60. So when you're doing this rasterized content, which means you're printing video, that means that I have to, decide, oh, well, I'm going to do 60 FPS, because I know the delivery system will just about do 60 FPS. The encoders and the scalars will easily do 60 FPS, so that one's okay. So a lot of the video content that you see when you go to a show, like a rock show or a fucking DJ show or a music festival, the content on the back walls is almost always, I 100% guarantee you, done at 29.97 frames a second out of laziness, because the companies that Zed hires or the companies that Excision gets or whoever, they want to use, they want to render the least amount of frames over the and produce the maximum amount of time. So 29.97 makes sense, because when you're filming it, it translates well and all that shit. So they always do it at 29.97. From an audience perspective, if I flipped from 29.97 to 60, like A and B'd it, you guys would notice the difference. Huge. It is like worlds apart, especially with LED product. Not so kind of, yeah, you notice the difference between 30 and 60 on TV, but on an LED wall, you really fucking notice it, and it makes a huge fucking difference. So we take the time to render out twice as many frames as needed to get it to play back at 60 frames per second, because it fucking looks unreal. So yeah, it's 24, 25, 29.97 usually for DJ shows and shit like that, for back walls or LED surface mount stuff, whether you're shaping it like a giant fucking head or a massive dick. It doesn't fucking matter, you know what I mean? Frame rate's frame rate. And so you, like, ideally your best option for video wall is 60 frames a second for sure. Just nobody fucking does it. I've only ever seen it like twice. I've only seen two guys do it, and it wasn't EDM even. So I'm probably the only guy that's going to be running 60 FPS full fucking frame shit on that cube, because it's the way we explained it with Tate. It's like, and the way we kind of all decided to work was like saying to Tate, this, like, look, dude, this cube is the centerpiece. Like, I don't even want to put an LED wall in the back because, like, fucking why? You know what I mean? Like, all eyes are on this thing. So let's beef this cube up as much as we can with motion control systems, LED surface, and all this cool stuff. And then give me, like, you'll see here, I have and this is what I'm building in the other room actually. That I posted. Oh, I didn't post it. So up here is kind of like my play area. So I have 12 feet by 14 feet there. So I can throw all my live gear there and table here. I still have to work it out. But, you know, my touchscreen, my mixer, all my shit. I'm gonna throw all my crap up on that platform. So basically every show I gotta go up here. Oh, this is funny too. There's this empty space here that Kelly is gonna turn into some kind of fort. And that's where she's going to sit during the shows. So we're going to make like a lounge in here with like a little sofa, a little beer fridge, maybe a lamp, and then she can hang out there. My audio tech's going to be here, and then I have to go up another flight of stairs, and then up here is where all the live equipment's going to be. And that's 16 feet up, dude. It's really, really fucking high. Just so that, you know, we can make the cube this big and everyone could see it all the way to the back, because that's one reason why you're going to want at your show. Oh, I want a big fucking 120-foot wide LED wall. You know what I mean? And then they put this shitty content up there and get some fucking VJ to, like, you know, push buttons and make cool trap code effect presets and bullshit up on the screen behind them while they're playing. But I want to keep the focus up here. You know what I mean? So that's not all for the production, though. What we're going to do too is we're building these like pagodas of awesome, as I call them, and you know, we're going to have like 3 on either side flanking the cube to fill out the stage, because really this is only like 20 feet, and some stages are like 75, 100, right? So how big is the old one compared? The old one was a third smaller. So the old one came up to about, the top of that cube came up to about here. So this cube's actually a lot larger in terms of size. When you see it, it's a fucking monster, dude. I'm going to share a video today. No! Never mind. Dean said it's coming tomorrow. Fuck. Really? Okay, never mind. I guess the video's going up tomorrow. We're uploading a video tomorrow, like, and then you'll be you'll see it in real life as opposed to a fucking 3D model on my screen. Maybe more. I'm just talking to one of my content guys now, actually. Okay. Yeah. So, I don't know, just wait for something to happen tomorrow. I'll tweet it out. You'll see it. But basically right now I'm just in content mode, and I'm just coming up with, you know, cool little rigs and ideas for the kind of content that I want on the cube, how it shows up, all that gobbledygook. That's so cool. I like that animation. But I don't need to previs right now because I just need to set up camera stuff. Okay, that's another thing too that we have to do. So now I have my LED surface, my cube structures dialed in. Now we need to start measuring stuff for my camera position. Now, camera position is super important if you want to scale stuff, right? So what we're going to do here, it's probably better to do it in Houdini because you can get real precise with it. Let's make a camera. So here's the camera. We'll call this projection cam. Right, and then my perspective, I will use projection cam. Boom. Okay, So here's my camera. Now my units are in meters now, so my translate would have to be this. So I want to go back a bit. So 17 is what? 17 meters? Yes. So that's 17-meter distance from there to there. But I want to go probably less than that because I still have to raise this up. Because you're not actually standing on the ground. You're standing... Yeah, well, yeah, you're standing on the ground, but the cube's not ground level. The cube's, on average, 6 feet up, as is. So let's go up 6 feet in meters. That's going to be... What? What is that? Christ. 6 feet in meters. It's what? 1.8288. Okay, cool. So we are going to offset everything by... This is now me just working. I'm sick of explaining stuff. So that should be 6 feet off the ground. What? Wait. Oh, my translate. Right. Okay, because I'm already going 0.2, so I have to add 0.2 of that. So let's take this and go to 0. Right? That was funny. Now I want to add 6 feet. Right. So 6 feet to the LED wall and 6 feet to there. That's better. So now let me just make a stage so I know what I'm looking at. Stage height. Stage. Okay, now in here is going to be just a box that is 6 feet high, right? It's going to be 6 feet high and about that wide. Whoop. About that wide, I guess. Just say it's that wide. 17. Well, let's just make it an even 20. We'll just call that a generic stage height. And the center needs to be 128 divided by 2, I think? Yes. So there. Now my stage should be sitting at exactly stage height. Oh, I have to make it deep. That might help. Here we go. Little bit of depth. So 20, 10, let's say the stage is 10 meters. No, a stage will be at least 20 meters deep and 20 meters wide. I hate fucking working in meters. Well, actually, no, I like working in meters. I hate working in fucking centimeters. So now we'll just shift that back a bit. And we'll say that's the stage. And we'll go 7.5 meters back. Whoop. Oh my god. Dude, stop it. Just stop. 1. Oh my god, I'm hitting every wrong key. How do you... Oh my god. How do you clear that? Like control click or something? I don't want to make a key. There we go. Oh shit. Okay, so 128 divided by 2. That's going to give me a center. And then I want to take that out and go nothing there. 20 feet. That's the calculation. Okay. Now I want to just move that like a normal person. There we go. What do we say? 7.5? Negative 7.54. 7.5. Without all the stupid floats. Thank you. Perfect. There, so now my cube is on a stage. Now, how tall are people on average? What's the average height of a human being? Let's Google. Oh. So that's the stage height. This is the top view. That stage is way too deep. 15. Fuck it. Of course I have to move this fucker over. To about there. Yeah, that looks more normal. 5'7"? Let's Google that actually. I'm curious. Average height of a human. 1.7 meters. Okay, so 1.7 meters minus 6. Now this is how precise we get this. Check this out. So we take the average height of a human, right? Average height of well, let's infer that only adults come to the show, right? People over the age of 18. So approximately 5 feet, really? Okay, let's say 5'5". Let's say 5'5", because you have to subtract. You're talking about height, right? So you're going to have to subtract 4 inches to get to your eyes, right? So let's say 5 feet. That's going to be our camera height because it's where your eyes are, right? So let's move the camera up here. If I can select it. Oh, right. Projection camera, and let's move this up. So I said 5 feet in meters is what? Fucking Christ. 5 feet to meter. What is that? 1.524. So that's our viewing distance from the ground, or our point, right? So that's where we're gonna go up here, translate 17. And this is gonna be height, right? So this is what you will see from the perspective. Now you want the camera to look up because you're not looking dead ahead. You're going to be looking up a bit. So to get around that, we're just going to move your eye line, right? Oh, whoops. I have to switch the camera. So now this is the projection camera. Now, 2 things to consider here. Yeah, 5 feet is like your stomach. Good for you. What you want to do is this render has to be 1920 by 1080 for it to fit this pixel map, because even though we're only using the upper left portion of it, the whole render has to be 1920 by 1080 to scale to that. So what I'm going to do then is go to render. I thought I was going to go to render. Where's my rendering tab? Oh, there we go. Oh, no. How do you do that again? It's fucking stupid. What is it? It's there's a thing for it. How do I not remember how to do this? Render view, right? Yeah. Rob camera. Oh, my out, right. So if you go out, we'll use mantra. Okay. Ah, yes. I remember how to do this now. Okay. Mantra, render to disk, controls, rendering. These are all my rendering controls. Images, output. Wait. Render, oh, right. I want to pick my projection camera for starters. And then, where's this stupid, about summon. Yes. Yes. Oh, I don't want an EXR. I want a PNG. Or I could do TIFF. Let's do. I don't know. Notebook picture. Yep, render. That directory doesn't exist. Let's call this view PNG. Accept. Oh, right. Houdini folder renders cube. Ugh. Oh my god. Wonder how much time is wasted on fucking. All right. Oh, right. Your render settings is done through the camera. I'm fucking stupid. Okay, so now you go to the camera. Well, I had to set up a renderer anyway. So you go into object, camera, right? And now this will do your render stuff. Okay, view. Right. Now we have to do focal length and aperture to match. So we want 1920 by 1080. That's going to give us our view clip. And then, of course, you're not going to be looking straight ahead. You're going to be looking up. So that's when we do this. But now we want to bring in the aperture as close as we can to fill up as much of that 1920 by 1080 as we can with pixel map. Did you ping NVIDIA? No, I didn't. I will though. Okay. So this will set my view angle and all that, right? I guess, which gives me my transform. Okay, so that this tells me in degrees how much your head is rotated, which is cool. Okay, but then what we want to do is actually change the aperture to as much as we can while getting it within that view. So let me mute that for a second. Or actually, no, I'll keep it because it's clean. Oh, dear. Okay, so that's assuming you're how many feet away? How many meters? So that's not quite front row. You don't want to do front row. You want to do like somewhere in the middle between front of house, which would probably be here. Front row would be here. But basically, your guide, this is a fun fact for you hardcore weirdos that are coming to the shows. Okay, check this out. Here's a bit of trivial knowledge that may cause a riot in this area, but it's pretty cool. So here's the stage, right? This is about, well, it looks like to me, this is it says 17. I think it's more than that. Okay, yeah, let's call it 17. So the optimal viewing to see this cube in all its glory will not be front row, because front row, let's say it will be about here, right? And then let's say front of house will probably be about here. If that's 17, it'll probably be about 20 meters. I wish I was working in feet, but it's just a unit is a unit, right? So if front of house is here, the best place to stand for visuals and sound is going to be exactly 17 meters from the center of the cube back out, because that's what I'm rendering the content from. So if you're standing in that exact fucking spot, right here in the middle, lined up with the thing, you'll be seeing the renders exactly to scale as I rendered them out. That's funny. So while everyone's like all fighting to get to front row, that's the thing about being in front row is that, like, watch. So this is your view, zoomed in a bit because I cranked up the aperture a bit. But if you were front stage, if you were like front, you would have to look at it. So let's say your position's here. In order for you to really fucking see, you'd have to look up like that. So that's all you would see. You wouldn't even see me if you were front row. You might actually, because I think it's actually a little further back than that. But yeah, if you're 6 meters, yeah. So about 6 meters from the stage with a, let me look at a better aperture here. So like that's kind of how you'd see it from 6 meters. It'd look like total shit if you were front row. But if you were, as I said, you know, a few, about 17 meters, you get the whole picture there. And then, of course, we have to rotate it a bit to get that viewing angle right. But that's your eye line. Will security let you bring in? Will security let me bring in my tape measure? Probably not. But I think you could probably smuggle one in. But that would be funny. So your aperture is just basically, you know, the aperture of the lens. So I'm cranking that up so that my render will be, you know, bigger than that many pixels. So you don't have to, aperture doesn't apply to humans in terms of like that, because you can't infinitely zoom in with your eyes or out while you're standing still. So my render would look to be about there. And then, of course, I'm going to have to rotate it just a little bit. But I want to get a big, solid chunk of it. Okay, my aperture is too high. Just come down slightly. Maybe about there. Yeah, it seems normal. Okay, so now I want to keep my aperture at whole integers just so I can remember stuff. So 20 will be my aperture on a camera with a focal length of 50 millimeters, which is about right, I think. I wonder, human eye focal length. What is the focal length of people? The camera versus the human eye. 17 millimeter? Oh, given a 17 millimeter focal length, then an AML should function as an f2.1 lens. While we use a 24 millimeter, if we use a 24 millimeter length, then 8 millimeter pupil should be f3.5. Okay, that makes sense. So I should be using a 35 millimeter instead of a. No, it doesn't matter because then I'm just going to crank the aperture back up. Fuck, I'm talking to myself, sorry. So now I need to rotate this to get it to fit nice and snug in there. Yeah, it looks good to me. So it's going to be 10. No, 10.5. No, 10.2. So now these units are in meters. This is going to be in degrees always. So I know in Cinema 4D I need to match my camera to be you know, 1.524 meters high, 17 meters away, and my view has to have a focal length of 50 and an aperture of 20. The rest of the shit doesn't matter as long as it's 1920 by 1080, because now that's going to output an image like that. Nope. Right. Boom. So you can see the film gate here. It's just starting about like what looks like maybe about what might be like 4 pixels from the top and then 4 pixels from the bottom. So I can render this out at max resolution and then scale it down and unwrap it, which is actually perfect. So I'm going to save that. What happened to the bottom of the cube? What do you mean? Oh, this thing? Oh yeah, this was we blacked this panel out. We didn't install a panel there because on the original cube, this was actually the same map, just different dimension and different size. So what we did is when they finished building it and they set it up in the warehouse, they had one of the engineers who helped me build it kind of came by and said, "Hey, we can fit another panel down there because it's lifted so high off the ground now that it's not smashing into the floor." And so they left the space there, and then I added another panel there, but it looked dumb. because of the uniformity of just having, 1, 2, 3 here looked a lot better than another panel here. We could put another panel here and it just comes on or off, but we just leave it off because the content looks cooler having these jagged lines on the bottom, as opposed to, just having like one cutout square here and then boom, a perfectly straight. It just, trust me, it looks better like this than with the extra panel. So it's like when it's blacked out, like on the stage when everything's running and all the lights are out and our lights are up, you don't even see it. Yeah, it's way better blank. It just makes sense. Okay, so I have my camera rig set up now. So there's you, and then there's the stage and the cube. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another camera, and I'm going to call it my work camera. And then I'm going to go to work camera, and then tie my view to the camera. There. So now I can move my work camera around and not fuck with my locked projection camera, because the projection camera has to stay the same for every piece of content that we make that we're reprojecting. Cool. So yeah, I think that's about right. Let me see if my nuke. I don't know. No. Fuck. All right. I have to get that license reinstated. I totally forgot about it. Oh, what I want to do too is I want to get my stupid thing back. I have to re-import the fucking stage into Cinema 4D now. Porn. Oh, was there? Oops. Oh well. Just ignore it. It'll go away. Let me put the stage in to this. Oh no, I don't, because I'm just making content for this. This gets lifted and extracted with the same rig because I have all the measurements for my lift and extraction here. I just have to redo this. How many hands for a load in and load out? We have 6 6 core guys, right? Like that work for Tate and work for us, and they come and they hire local too. So 6 guys always like kind of instruct other guys what to do, kind of like lifter guys and stagehands and stuff like that. So at any given show, there could be 20 fucking stagehands, at least. But we only use 6, and then the rest are just local hire guys, because it's like a lot of it's, you don't want to fly around 24 fucking dudes. All right. So I have my projection rig set up. Let me go. What the fuck? Oh, right. Hang on one sec. Let me fix this. I have to go and reinstate my nuke license, because I think they have install license. What? No, it's just asking me for like users and shit. Oh, I have to download the new version of Nuke. That's why it's not fucking working. Is the back rig too tall? No, it's fine. Censorship is bad? No, I just don't want you to know my fucking login details for Nuke. Because I have to set up a projection camera in Nuke to get this to work properly, right? So let me. Where do I do this? How do I do this? Well, I guess I have to download the latest version. Hang on. Foundry. Nuke. Oh, I gotta log in and fucking. Log in. Love to, bro. Save. Shit. I have to change my email address. Oh, fuck, man. Really? Oh, okay, I can do that. Let me just grab my latest license. Nuke X. That's what I want. Let me uninstall all these other fucking versions, sorry. It's just gonna take a minute. Fuck. I got like 4 versions of Nuke on my computer I gotta get rid of. Nuke is cool. I'll show you Nuke. Nuke is rad for doing this kind of UV unlayout fuckery using their scanline stuff. It's insane. Can you just? Ugh, my computer's crawling. LM and Nuke. Where you at? Okay, uninstall. Yes. Oh my god, I got like 3 versions of Nuke on my computer because they do like these nightly builds. And so I never, for whatever reason, I keep the old versions in case something's not working right, and then I have to roll back to like an older version, which happens a lot with VFX software. Okay, that should be it, maybe. Check my desktop. Yes, that's it. Now I have to download the latest. Where's the download? Activate a serial product. Look, man, I just want to download it. Where you at? There you go. Latest release. Alright. Oh, it's like 10.5 now. Fuck, of course. Let me download it. Nuke 10.5. Yeah, I had 10.3. Holy shit. Come on, you fucker. Oh, it's gonna take a minute to download. Might as well go see what's going on Twitter. Twitter. Share your picture. You'll share a picture of the setup in the cube? Yeah, when it's done. I haven't even built it yet. Boop, 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 boop. Beep, 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 beep. do 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 do. Dee do dee do do. Boop, 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 boop. Jack of all trades, master of none. That's exactly what I was looking for. Someone tweeted it at me. I was like, yes, thank you. I'm not teaching C4D, dude. I don't know nothing about C4D. I know more about fucking Houdini than I do C4D. Is this thing done downloading yet or what? Fuck, man, come on. Yep, there it is. Okay. Show in folder. Install it. Come on, Nukaduke. Yes. Yes, I accept. Yes, create 1,000,000 desktop icons. Thank you. That's what it does. I got some hour-old French toast. That would be good. Oh my god, come on. It's still installing. I like French toast. And, fun fact, the eggs we use for French toast come from Eric the chicken. Katie picks them up every morning. Apparently she likes to lay eggs. What the fuck is that? What is that? Why? Why? What? Oh, okay. Well, I don't just leave it there and I'll move it wherever. Yeah, sure. It's not that heavy, is it? No, I didn't. I was like, why is it two guys? Still installing. They're moving. Somebody just moved one of our upstairs tables downstairs. I'm like, hi, by the way. Hey, Mike, are you doing that hockey rink? You see the hockey rink? No, I mean, have you seen it? Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Has there been a Tesla coffee run? Yeah, we've done one in Tesla once. Can't remember with who, though. Holy shit, it's still fucking extracting files. Like, oh, now it's like just sped way up. Yeah, that's sweet. I'm looking forward to playing. Yeah. We're gonna bring. That's what I asked for Christmas. It's like, what everyone's like, what do we even get you for Christmas? Yeah. And then they're waiting for some bullshit answer, and I went, a hockey stick and some ice skates.
That's great.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring the bar from the party that we brought here.
Yeah, I heard.
And put it down there for the winter.
Does it heat?
You can put like this a little.
Like it has AC going to it.
It's got outlets on
Fucking perfect.
Yeah, that'll be sweet. I gotta pick it out from Paris Alamo first.
Is it from those guys?
But
Is it? It's not yours, right?
it's our company's.
Oh, right, right.
Yeah, we built it.
That's gonna be sick.
Yeah, I showed him your rink, and then he was showing me ones that I guess just these guys that out for the winter.
Rinks?
Like full bore.
Oh, like with a dugout and like a fucking pit and all that with the scoreboard and shit. Yeah, fuck that, man. I just need ice.
Oh yeah. No,
What?
they're so expensive. That thing's perfect. Looked like it was easy to go up to.
I wasn't there, but it looks like it's gonna be good.
Yeah. Start getting going on the ice too.
Huh?
You said you guys got a little water in it.
I don't know. I haven't been over there in days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on fucking show content and all that shit, and then I got to build it in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we have the stage, and then basically at the end of the day, I go to the engineer and I say, give me the dimensions of the part where I'm at, and then we just map it out on the floor. And it just so happened that carpet is the exact size, 12 by 14 of my area. So he goes, well, whatever you can build on the carpet, we could fit in the cube. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm building it there, and then
Yeah, yeah. Are you gonna take the cube on tour then?
yeah, March. Yeah, we're gonna start in March because we're still developing it. Stuff like the engineering's done, it's built, it's finished, it works. But now we have to do all the content that goes on it for like, you know, a 90, 100-minute long show or whatever, you know, because we did a 30-minute one and it was okay, but like we could do way better. Yeah, now we need a longer one. Fucking now everyone's getting all bummed out because I'm playing a couple shows and we've already unleashed it. Like we did a promo video of it and stuff like that. So now I've got like 3 shows before that, but it's not going to be ready, right? So I have to go and play these like kind of B shows at these like major events too for New Year's. We wanted to do it for New Year's like 3 months ago, but just not enough fucking time.
Where are you playing? Oh, you're playing Texas.
Texas, like El Paso and Dallas, and
Yeah.
and then I think that's it. And then we come back, and then we're home till March. Yeah. Well, off.
Yeah, off-ish.
Off-ish.
Really down here working.
Yeah.
This stuff.
Cool. All right, see you, man. Oh, did you bring a new table?
Yeah, they're all here.
Oh, let me fucking see it. Oh, well, let me know when it's done. I'll come look at it. Sick. We got a new table. All right, it's installed finally. Fuck. Thank you. Now let me run it and get shit on by their licensing. No, I don't want Nuke 10. I want Nuke X. Thank you. All right. Install license. Use server. Activation key, license tax. Oh, okay, I have to go through my fucking email again. Sorry. Yeah, we're making an ice rink at the farm. By the way, thought you should know. What the fuck? Where did I put that? Search my inbox. Damn, dude, where's my license? Uh-oh. Oh, right. It's on another email account. Fuck. Hang on. One sec. This is going to be a pain in the butt. Hang on. I have to get into an old email account. There we go. Got it. Okay. Are you serious? Got it. All right. Where is my... Did it end up in spam? User. Software. Node locked. Oh, I have to download the license. Great. Right. Sorry. It's because I changed some of my hardware, so I'm assuming the license is already installed. Oh, okay. Well, if the license is already installed, why won't my... What the fuck? You have a permanent license, node lock 2, blah, 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 nuke X. Has not been installed. Okay, let's try the other one. May we automatically submit usage statistics so that we can monitor and improve the quality and reliability of nuke? No, you cannot, as a matter of fact. Okay, I got it working. I just have to close these tabs. Okay. So... Yeah, nice. Got nuke running. Okay, so this is our model. Now, what I want to do is first things first is I have to fix this cube thing. I royally fucked it up. So I'm gonna take this UV edit bullshit out because I don't know what the fuck I was thinking there. I'm gonna mute that, that. I'm gonna mute the work. No, I don't. Doesn't matter about the work camera. I just have to fix this LED service. Fucking node. This is just such a dumb way to do it with this node structure. Really ugly and stupid when it's like such a simple thing, right? So remove all these materials. Yeah. This is my push. Why am I getting an error on this? I'll never know. That makes no sense. I shouldn't be getting errors on these. Why are these giving me errors? These shouldn't give me errors at all. These are just transforms. The fuck? Alright, well, it's giving me an error, but it's not actually an error. So that's as basic as it gets. So here was the original frame. Here's my work camera. That's my perspective camera, so it should be about here, right? Yeah. And then we did a blast. Now we do the push. Oh, that's why it's giving me an error, because there's no groups. I deleted the groups. All right, so top, left, right. Okay, so I have to make 3 groups out of this piece of shit. That's funny. I'm like, it shouldn't be giving me an error. It actually should be giving me an error. And I'm glad it did. All right, so I'm gonna go to this node. And this is my work camera. So I need to make a group out of the top, right? So I want primitives. Select front facing only. Why are none of these front faced? Recompute normals. That's why. That's exactly what happened. That's why a long time ago when I started streaming, I had those weird dupe things because I didn't recompute the normals. Actually, I don't need to do that just yet. I can do that later down. Okay, so let me select a group here. Let me see, that's wrong already. Delete unused groups. Delete non-selected. Oh, recompute. Oh. Select front and back facing. Okay. Why is it doing that? Why is my selection disappearing and reappearing? It's like there's 2 sets of polys there, but there's not. Am I duplicating it somewhere? I don't want to consolidate. I don't need to do that. Axis division, yeah, I'm not copying it anywhere. Fuck is your problem? That is so weird. So if I hold shift, right, and I just want to select the neighbor, then it deselects it. That shouldn't be happening. I must have some weird thing. See, it says select primitives, and it says 4 are selected. But there's not. Is that a bug? Can't be. Let me disconnect this shit. Fuck you. Okay. Edges, points. Yeah, primitives. Let me redo that blast. Maybe that's what fucked it. That's probably what screwed it up in the first place. Okay. Why can't I use this camera? Oh, now it works. Yeah, it must have been the way I blasted. Okay. Cool. So we need this quad out. Oh, now I can do front facing only. All right. This quad goes. This quad goes. Then these two. These two. This whole side. Outside and bottom. The big tricky part is getting the UVs up perfect. So now I'm going to blast those polys. Now it's right. That's better. Now I need to make groups. So to do multiple groups, we'll go here. Same fucking thing again. That is so fucking crazy. Whatever, man. I'll just do this. One shot. Group. Let's call this top. This will be the left side. Left. And then the right side. Ooh. Oh, okay. Those are the tops, lefts and rights. Okay. I don't want to delete these values because they're precise. I know exactly what they were. And then this will be the right, I guess. Top, left, right. So I got 3 groups. 2. Top, left, right. Okay, cool. Now I want to push the top out. So that comes into here. And the group, top. Boom. Oh no, just top, not right. There we go. So the top didn't actually get pushed. Now it did. So what that push node did is it just pushed out the poly. So if I like mute it here, you can see that creates that gap because the pixels on the tile aren't perfectly aligned. There's like a good 4 centimeter difference. So that gets pushed. Then I push the left. Left node, that got pushed out. It's already named. That's good. And then this should be the right. Perfect. So now when I lift and rotate and then move the tilt, that's a lot of transforms, but there we go. No errors. Right. So now we get that, which makes more sense because those measurements are equidistant. So hopefully, if I go back to object level and then turn on my cube structure, that should line up perfectly. And it does. Nice. Great. So that surface area is covering only where the actual LED panels are, because panels don't flush. Panels will flush mount side by side, but when you start angling them on corners, the modules have a depth. So there's going to be an offset gap, and that's what that represents. So you want to make sure you're accounting your surface area to compensate for that gap. That's the only reason I have to push the polys out like that. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but whatever. It looks way better doing that than, you know, just closing the gap and then doing the content on. That would be a really lazy way to do it, and it would just look weird. Well, it wouldn't look weird. It would just be like off. Okay, so that's good. Now we can get rid of that again. Now we have to UV map the pixel map to our... Why do I have two cameras here? What? Yeah, that's my projection camera. Okay. So now what we want to do is map the UV of our pixel map to this surface. So in here, we're going to go into our surface, and then I'm going to unwrap a UV. Oh, actually, I'm going to assign a material for starters. So material, node. I love node-based editing. Fucking so good. Go to our material, and I'm going to pick the map that I did. Oh my god! I just found out why it was selecting and deselecting weird. I got maple syrup in the control key. Oh. Yeah, I guess I got some syrup in there or something, and it's holding the key down. For fuck's sakes. I can't believe I did that. It's fixed now. Alright. Okay, so now I have material, blah, blah, blah. That's my cube map. Dude, totally ultimate Canada. It was the maple syrup from the fucking French toast I ate. Okay, now we want to do a UV map. So let's go here. And go to UV viewport. Boom. Okay, so there's our UVs for our pixel map. And I want to map those to the cube. Fucking Canadians getting maple syrup all over. Okay, first I want to unwrap the UVs. So we're going to do this, and that's going to give us an unwrap. It's ugly as fuck. Okay. That's not how I wanted it to be. Okay. Is there a better way to unwrap that strip? Oh, I have to do this earlier. I have to do this up here before I do any pushing or rotating. Okay. This UV unwrap has to actually happen here. Yeah, there we go. That makes more sense. Okay, so now my UVs are flat. I don't want strip, I want square. Scale, none. Oh no, uniform. Stretch? Uniform. I'm just gonna have to eyeball this really. But should work. I have to set that grid different. So set view. How do you configure that viewport? Where do you configure the UV viewport? God damn it. My grid isn't lined up. Or maybe it is, and I'm just blind. Hang on one second. Let me take those UVs out. I want to get a grid to line up on that more accurately. So it looks like all I really have to do is divide that by 3. So whatever that is in units, I have to change it. Where do you do that? Construction plane, grid spacing. Not right. No, that's my construction plane though. Sure. No, I need to change this grid. Show grid. Show grid. What is this grid pertaining to then? And where do you configure that viewport? Display options. Construction plane parameters. Oh, here it is. Fuck. Okay. UV min max. That's right. 0, 0 grid. There we go. Grid spacing should be not. Oh. Right? No. Should be point. Don't make me zoom way in. 6666. Nice! 0.666 is a pixel in a 1920 grid space? Really? It's probably a little bit off, but yeah. Tiny, 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 tiny float off. God damn it. I could probably get it better. Let's see how close I can get it. The more precise you are with your UV grid, the better the projection will be. So you really want to take your time and fucking do that right. 666 1 2 another 6. Oh, nice. Okay, it's getting there. That's a lot of 6s. Fucking UV grid of the beast. More 6s? Nope, too many. Damn, is that ever close? 7 is closer because I'm rounding up, right? So I want that, and then I want that. And now the grid should be lined up more or less. See, there's no such thing as pixel accuracy within. Oh. Oh, right, I have to do it the other way now. So this actually comes down a bit. Even less than that. Because it's that's a problem. Wait. Display grid over image. I could be doing this wrong. I could just go 1 to 1. Right? Hang on, I'm just thinking here for a sec. And then what is this display grid over image shit? And why isn't it actually showing anything? Pixel spacing. And now why am I not seeing it? Oh, that's really weird. I guess the UV grid's going to be like a normalized number. Offset. Fuck. Not tedious or anything. So it starts from the bottom up. Fuck. I guess that makes sense. So I want to be about there somewhere. 0.581 by 0.66667, right? Yeah. 0.06667. There we go. To round up. There, that's better. Just have to, yeah, that's as pixel perfect as it's gonna get. Okay, and then by 581, so this just has to go up a bit. There you go. Boom. Oh, so close. Why isn't that lining up correctly? Oh, that's a problem. There's no offset either. Sucks. So somewhere in there. Huh. Yeah. Can you enter 2/3 into that parameter? That's a good question, man. I don't think so because it's normalized. So I think you could do, like, if I did, how many blocks? Let's actually figure out this math, because this, in theory, could be easier. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So to get your width, it would be 15 divided by 1, right? That's what the math would be. I just wonder if you could set that in there. That'd be really rad if you could. Because 15 divided by, or not 15 divided by 1 divided by 15 would produce a float, you know? Can you really do that? 15 divided by 1. Oh, no, you can't. You can't put an expression in. That's your problem. But if I did, oh, why do I keep doing that? It's 1 divided by 15. Fuck, man. Yeah, what's 15 divided by 1? 1 divided by 16, right? It's because your image is 16 by 9 ratio, right? So if you did 1 divided by 16, you get 0.625, right? So in theory, right, but then you do your 9 aspect ratio, so that's going to be fucking 1 divided by 9. Yeah, that's bullshit. That's none of that's gonna work. Yeah, that's wrong. I mean, for starters, or is it the other way around? Wouldn't it be the other way around? Yeah, that doesn't work either. Man, this is confusing. I could have sworn I had this at some point. So my image, clamp grid to image. Oh no, that's just whatever. Tile boundaries, I don't need that. Display reference grid, display ortho grid, that's exactly what it is. Background, use texture filtering, no. Apply zoom to background, yes. Camera, back UV, disk file, minimum UV, maximum UV. What is that? Oh, that's just your min and your max for your fucking thing. So 0. Brightness, obviously. Okay. Image quality, 100. Display environment lights as background. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Texture. Full HDR. No. Display texture mode. That's fine. Yeah, it has something to do with this UV grid. Yeah, it has more to do with this than, but I think this doesn't apply to all grids, just your UV grid, right? Yeah. Texture viewport, right. That's strange though. So if I go 0.2, then I get the width and then the center point, which is right. So that's actually going to be pixel perfect. Yeah. Okay, that's good. We're getting somewhere. Hang on. So now if I did that, now all I have to do is the y was 0.02, right? That's not right though. It looks like it is from the top down, but it's just fucking not. What's your problem?
Or 15
What?
Epic, 15
Oh, oh, right. Okay.
15 minutes. I'll send you the Google link.
Huh?
I'll send you the Google Hangout right now.
Okay. Can you email it?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll let you know
Whatever you just said. I hate that it's doing it from the bottom up, because if it did it from the top down, then I could measure it properly, but 0.2, why does it work left and right but not up and down? Because I'm 16 by 9. That's why. So one of these is going to snap. Just have to find it. I need the midpoint. You'd think it would be here, but it's not. It's definitely not there, and it would be a division of that. Nope. Not even fucking close. I love how, oh, yeah. What? Depends.
Don't come up until it's done.
Don't come up until it's done.
I want you to see the finished product.
Get off me, I'm streaming.
Oh, hi guys.
It's embarrassing.
Is it?
No, Kelly, do you know how to set up a grid in a, like, a normal 0 to 1 value with a 16 by 9 ratio?
No, but I did just decorate our Christmas float for the parade.
Fucking amazing.
It looks amazing. Okay, bye.
Get off me! Oh my god. That's how I feel right now. You'd think 0.0016 and 0.0009 would work. Why would that work? Use cross multiplication. Yeah, but you can't use multiplication because it's going to return a float value, you know what I mean? And that's not really good. You want like a pure number, like, or something within a 16-bit you want something within a 64-bit float. But what I can do though is at least I have the 1, right? So if I knew that was on because of my width is 1600 or 1080 sorry, 1920 across, I know that if I set my grid to 0.1, then I'm going to get the width right every time. And I can figure it out from that. So one of the directions I'll just kind of be free bagging it and the other one I won't. So anyway, let me get back to fucking unwrapping this shit. So what I need to do now is just grab my sides and make sure they're right. So this is the left, I'm guessing. Well, I know what the top is, so I'll do the top first. It's obviously backwards. Fuck! I'll do them individually, I think. Let me do the top one. There we go. It's easier to work with. All right. What? Why? Oh, right. I'm on the wrong axis. On the wrong axis again. Why? Top edit. You fucker. Rotate. Which one? Dude. Group. Top. I picked the fucking top. Why isn't it rotating it? Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. Top! So why isn't it picking the top? Unwrap. Is that just not how it works? Like, rotate, dude. Group type, primitives. That's what they are. Like I'm selecting them. So now I've selected all of them. And I don't necessarily want that. Okay, fuck. Get rid of that. UV unwrap group top, layout 8, square, uniform, none. Oh, too much. I could do that. 1, 2, 3. It's kind of weird. Can't just... Like, can I move it at least? Why can't I move my UVs? UVW unwrap, right? Which is what I want to do to the top. Or do I have to do it fucking separately? Maybe I have to do it separately. I'm fucking confused now. Oh, hello. That ain't right. How did that happen? That was weird. They were like cross-connected. Maybe I clicked on it funny. Nope, same thing. Must be my order. I have to keep those groups though because okay. Get rid of that edit. UV unwrap, which is what I want. Or I can just unwrap the whole thing. Right? So why is it that when I select a face or a whole bunch of faces, I can't move the UVs? That's so weird. I can't move the UVs around the image. It's not good. But can I do it if I do it past this? Maybe there's another UV node I'm missing. I mean, or do you have to do it before you texture it? I would assume you did it after you textured it. UV layout. Let's try that one. Oh, UVW flatten. What's that node do? Oh, as advertised, it fucking flattens them. That's good. So when I do that, I am only moving UV points. Right? It's fucking so strange. Oh, you know what? I think it's my control key again. I think one of my keys is sticky. No. One of my keys is sticky because this should be a... What? My cursor's all fucked up. Let me save this. Something's weird. I'm gonna relaunch Houdini here real quick. Come on, motherfucker. Save. Okay. Yeah, I gotta blow my keyboard out, so I'll just take a fucking air gun to it. Yeah, well, my cursor's back. That's good. Open recent files, UVW, blah, blah, blah. Right. This is starting to look a little more familiar. So let me get these edits fucking out of my face. Oh, yeah. See, look. Now my UVs have changed. Right. That's what happened. There must have been a lock key or something like that. So I want to flatten the UVs. And then move them, basically. Except I want to do axis align islands, existing UV coordinates. No. Create ping groups. No, I think that's fine. Now I should be able to do top, right? So just the top UVs. There you go. It's these guys. Now I should be able to move these around. Yeah, Houdini must have been fucked. But I haven't restarted it in forever. Yeah, there you go. Now we can rotate. There we go. That's what I want. Oh, and my grid is back on. Oh, yeah, I had to restart Houdini. That's what happened. See, now my grid is like basically on halves, which is fine. That's what I wanted. Ah, that's so stupid. Okay, so we're doing it to the top. And then we just want to move it to somewhere in the middle. Well, I want to move the whole thing, though. Is there a way to do that better? Yeah, I guess it only wants that one. So what you do is you find that corner right. Whoops, not with the soft selection. You take this corner and you line it up with that corner, and then you just use a scale modifier until it's like pretty much perfect. Okay, there we go. This is easier. Oh, man, that was so weird. Go here, go here. So I am more or less finagling these UVs to fit as close to that pixel as I can get, because the closer it is, that's as close as it's going to get. The closer it is, the better your projection will be. So now I can use a scaler on the whole thing and just finagle it into place. Ah! There we go. Now I can use scale. Dude, this is so weird. I wasn't using the scale tool. That would be why. No, that is the scale tool. So why is it only affecting 2 points? Dude, I have something clicked that shouldn't be clicked. That's why. There you go. So it's about that high and it's about that wide, and this should actually get shifted over to the midpoint, which is not even there. It's actually, oh, no, that's right. Right? If I look at my cube, there's my midpoint. I'm a fool. It's as close as it's going to get. Now you use the scale tool. I have to hop into a meeting after I do this. See, there you go. Now you can nudge it into fucking place like perfectly. So we'll actually just look at the thing in full screen here. Zoom in a decent bit and then just get it as good as you can get it. Lengthwise, which is about there, and height-wise, which is about here. Perfect. Nice. So there's my UV map for the top. Yeah. So now we have work camera. We have a nicely mapped top. Now, when I go and do the separations further down my edits, boom. Well, I take this edit out, of course. There. Boom. So there, my projection, it lives, and it's pixel accurate. Well, it's not exactly pixel accurate. Well, actually, it's pretty fucking close. I mean, you can see the aliasing here on the like if you look at the corner of the white in this stuff, it lands right in the middle of where it's trying to alias that line, which is exactly what you want when you're doing pixel perfect mapping. But you can actually do pixel perfect mapping in 3D Max, but you can't do it with Maya or Houdini or Cinema 4D, unfortunately. Because you want aliasing, you want to have soft MIPS and stuff like that on your edges and stuff. So they're not really meant for precise editing, but that's as close as it's going to get. Okay, I have to call a meeting, and then I will be back in a minute. Just give me a few. Stop.